So we'll show that he waves in support. Douglas Franks with the freeernestine.com, clearjustice.org. You're recognized.
You just heard from a hero. I'm impressed with her. Advanced, supportive decision-making must be part of this bill. Good morning. My name is Doug Franks, and I appreciate the chairperson and the committee members being able to hear me today. I'm speaking on behalf of victims of predator guardianships in the state of Florida and the United States. It's from Miami to Pensacola, but it's from Maine to California. It's all over the country. It's the same MO. The victims that came to present on SB 994 drove a minimum of 600 miles for 1 minute, for just 1 minute to speak. That's how important it was. That's not enough time. We must have a meeting. The victims must be part at the table, seated at the table, so that we can explain exactly how this abuse works. The bill is a start, but it actually can be turned where a guardian that's a bad one just gets the okay from the judge that's okaying all the other different things. You have to think about Rebecca Furley, 400 awards she had. Who gave her this power? The judge. The judge gave her this power, and the attorneys helped facilitate this extortion. Our loved ones are isolated, medicated, and the state is liquidated. And when their time is up, when they're been drained of everything, they suffer a death. And they suffer a death alone. Some of these people have Alzheimer's. Some of these people are all of them. They are loved by family members, and family members are not even allowed to be with them at the final days. It's unbelievable, but it is true. Yesterday, through unconventional measures, we got to have a meeting with the Secretary of Elder Affairs, Richard Prudhomme. He met with us in the old state capitol in the Supreme Court chambers. He gave us 15 minutes of time. He didn't have to. He could have just said, forget it. I'm not talking to these crazy people, because that's what we're called, crazies. We're not. He told us, I want to help you. Our department is not doing the job it needs to, and we're going to do more. Terry Kennedy, with her mother, her aunt is in Volusia County, is being isolated. She has less rights than a murderer on death row as far as visitation. She can't see anybody. So we need to address her particular case immediately. The Secretary of State said, Doug, Terry, I'm going to do all I can, but you have to have heroes with the Senate and the House that can help you and will listen to you and take action. This bill is not going to do what it needs to do. There is no difference between when my mom, Ernestine Franks, which is why I'm involved in this, and today and tomorrow, the bill does nothing to stop what happened to her. It's happening every day, and it will happen tomorrow and the next week and the next month. This year, we want to be at the table, and we want to be able to be listened to. We are the ultimate stakeholders. It's not the judges, it's not the lawyers, it's not the guardians, it's not the healthcare people. No. They're all money makers in this. They need this system. And then some people say, that's why it's going on. There's a lot of money to be had. $2 million in my mom's case. No, we need family members that have suffered this horrendous crime. And I'm not going to use the word bad player anymore. They're not bad players. No. These people do criminal acts, and they're criminals. And they need to have punitive damages, and they need to have jail time. That's what has to happen to solve this problem. If it doesn't, it will never be solved, because greed is going to continue to get into this system where it's easy picking for the low fruit. In closing, I want to tell you, we gave you some literature. My mother was in a guardianship for 4.5 years, and you can see how involved I am in the passion I have. My mom always said, Doug, show them you can do it. And there was no way that my mom was going to be isolated from me, and I wasn't going to be able to be with her. So for 4.5 years, I fought tooth and nail, unlike other people just can't do it. Financially, I'm ruined just about. But it was important to me to do what my mom would have done for me. My mom was an incredible woman, Ernestine Franks. And I want to tell you, and I'm going to state this very strongly, in the end, I got my mom's freedom. How did I get my mom's freedom? We went to a mediator we're not supposed to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it. Because what we did is we traded money for a human life. It wasn't a mediation, it was a hostage negotiation. And in America, we don't do hostage negotiations for our citizens inside this country. It's unacceptable. I hope there are some questions after I finish. I'll be more than welcome to answer them. But I want you to look at the literature, and I want you to understand it's the judicial. It's the people that turn the key to let the evilness out of these guardians. But it's the judges, it's the lawyers that allow this to happen. They could stop it. And I'm not interested in hearing they're just not educated. They know exactly what it is because they're enriching their friends. And when the judge retires, he has a mediation, and he charges each individual $400 or $500 an hour. So for 1 hour, he can make $1,000. Boy, that's some pretty good money to be made. So that's some incentive as far as the judges are concerned. Anyway, that's what I have to say. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you for your comments. Members, you will have handouts on your desk. Those handouts were distributed by this gentleman. Thanks for your comments today.
Thank you very much.